Welcome to WQLN PBS Homeroom. My name is Miss Angela, and one of the reasons I love teaching preschool is because I enjoy watching children learn new things. And when they get excited, when you get excited, I get really excited too. It just makes me so happy to see when children are learning and growing. And what we're learning about this week is all about the forest. Now, let's think. Have you ever been to a forest or any place with lots of trees? Maybe you have taken a walk at Asbury Woods, or perhaps you went on a hike with your family at Wintergreen Gorge. Perhaps there's been times you've gone camping. And when you go camping, that can be in the woods too. And in the woods, what do we see? What animals live in the woods? That's right, chipmunks, deer, squirrels, bears. I certainly don't want to come across a bear, but they live there too. It's also their home. And there are some creatures that are really small that live in the woods that maybe we don't always think about. And some of those smaller creatures in the woods are mice and snakes. We are going to read a story about some mice and snakes in a book called Mouse Count by Ellen Stoll Walsh. And in this story, we're going to come across some mice and a very hungry snake. And these mice, well, we're going to find out that they can be a little tricky, and they're going to keep themselves from getting eaten by the snake. Let's find out how they do that. I'm going to scoot over just a little bit so you can see the pictures better. One fine day, some mice played in the meadow. They were careful to watch for snakes. Now, a meadow is a place in the woods where there is a gap between the trees. You might have trees on one side here and the other side here, and in the middle is the meadow. But when the mice got sleepy, they forgot about snakes, and they all took naps. When they slept, a hungry snake went looking for dinner. On his way, he found a nice, big jar. "I will fill this jar with dinner," he said. What do you think he's going to want to fill that jar with? What would he eat for dinner? Oh, it wasn't long before he found 3 mice, little, warm, and tasty, fast asleep. "First I will count them, and then I will eat them up," said the snake. "Mouse count. 1, 2, 3. He dropped them into the jar, but he was very hungry. The 3 mice were not enough. Soon he found 4 more mice, little, warm, and tasty, fast asleep. And he counted them. 4, 5, 6, 7. But the snake was very, very hungry, and 7 mice were not enough. At last he found 3 more mice, little, warm, and tasty, fast asleep, and he counted them. 8, 9, 10. 10 mice are enough. Now I'm going to eat you up, little, warm, and tasty, he said the snake. "Wait," said one of the mice. "The jar isn't full yet. And look at the big mouse over there." The snake was very greedy. He hurried off to get the big mouse. What does greedy mean? Let's think about that word. He had already gotten 3 mice in the jar in the beginning of the story, and he said that wasn't enough. He wanted more. So he then added 4 more mice, which gave him 7 altogether. And he still didn't think that was enough. He wanted even more. And he added 3 more to his jar, and the 7 with the 3 more was 10 mice altogether. And he still wants more. That's how he's being greedy. He's not happy with what he has. He always wants more. He's off to find that big mouse he was told about. And while he was gone, the mice rocked the jar one way and another way until it went over. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The little mice counted themselves and ran home. So do you think there really was a big mouse somewhere that the snake went to get? Or do you think maybe the mouse was being very smart and tricking the snake? The snake reached the big mouse, but it was only a cold, hard rock. So there wasn't a big mouse. He was being tricked. And when he got back, the jar was empty. There were 0 mice in the jar. There was none there. They all left. And there's that sly mouse, that tricky mouse, who told the snake that there was a big mouse and it was just a rock. We're going to do an activity with this book with the mice and counting the mice into jars with our snakes. We're going to do that over at the table. And in order to help me, I brought 2 people with me, 2 special helpers who are going to help us with the math problems we found in the story. And we're going to do that over at the table, over there. So come and join us. Thank you for joining me over at the table. I brought my 2 helpers with me. This is
Connor. You might have already seen me in another episode.
That's right. He helped me before. And a new helper of mine is
Aubrey. Hello.
We are going to reenact the story of Mouse Count. So in front of us, we have our field, which is our green paper, these different colored beads to be our mice, and we each have a snake and our jar. So the story begins with the mice in the field. And along comes a snake. And first he found how many mice? Do you remember how many mice?
I think it was 3.
It was 3. So he's going to put 3 mice into the jar. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Here's what our 3 looks like. So far we have 3
Go.
mice. And I'm going to show our mice in our purple marker. 1, 2, 3. But the snake, he decided he was still really hungry. So he goes back into the field to look for more mice. And how many did he find this time?
I think it was 4.
4. It was 4. So let's add 4 more mice into our jar. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
I'm going to use a different color so we can see. 4. And now he had added 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see how many mice he has in the jar all together. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But 7 mice was not enough for this very hungry, greedy snake. So he goes back into the field. And how many mice did he find this time?
I think it was 3 again.
It was 3 again. Let's put 3 more mice in our jar. 1, 2, 3. So we're adding
Yummy, yummy,
3
yummy.
more in.
Yummy, 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 all this
Yummy, yummy.
mice.
He's hungry, isn't he?
Now
One,
she'll eat you.
2, 3. So he found 3, then 4, then 3 more. How many mice does he have all together in the jar now? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He now has 10 mice in the jar,
10 mice.
which
That's
is
a lot
a
of
1
mice.
and a 0 squished together. I don't know, that's pretty light. Let me trace it with this blue to make it a little darker so you can see it better. So he has 10 mice all together. Now, one of the mice was very smart and he was tricky. What did he do?
Oh, he said there was a bigger mice.
Yes, there's a bigger mouse. He said, go over there, there's a big one. So our snakes take off to go find the big mouse. And while he's gone, these mice decide to teeter and rock until, they tip the jar over. Whoa!
Mouse overflow.
Mouse overflow. And the mice are going to come out one at a time. Though Connor's mice all decided to make a big break for it. Our mice, though, they're going to come out one at a time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. No more mice in the jar. When the snake comes back, he finds an empty jar.
What is this?
But before he came back, what did he find was really the mouse? What was that
A
big mouse?
rock.
It was a rock. And he comes back to eat the mice and he sees that the jar is empty and there's 0 in there. Now,
Question.
another really fun activity we can do with math and snakes is make something called Nutty Putty. And it is an edible Play-Doh. In order to do that, we're going to move to another table where we have all the ingredients we need to make our own snakes.
Tip, it's a lot of peanut butter.
Yes, except we're going to use sun butter because some people are allergic to peanut butter. So why don't you join us over at the table?
See you there.
Welcome to the other side of the room where the tables are, where we have our other ingredients we're going to use. But before we do that, I think we need a little break.
Oh, yes.
Are you ready for a little song?
A song?
Yes, a song. I know. Isn't that fun?
Yes.
We've got to sing in preschool.
Uh-huh.
It's not a preschool lesson without a story and a song. So, this one's really short and really simple. The words to it are, and I'm going to tell you the words before we sing it. Oh, I wish I were a silly, slithery snake. Oh, I wish I were a silly, slithery snake. Oh, I would crawl across the floor and slip under the door. Oh, I wish I were a silly, slithery snake. Now we're gonna sing it, and it goes like this. Oh, I wish I were a silly, slithery snake. Oh, I wish I were a silly, slithery snake. Oh, I'd crawl across the floor and I'd slip under the door. Oh, I wish I were a silly, slithery snake. Very good. Nice singing. Now we get to make snakes.
Ooh, we just sang about them, now we get to make them.
That's right. But before we make them, there's one word we really need to talk about, and that is the word edible. Edible. What does it mean if something is edible?
I wonder what.
That means, well, let's show you. We have some powdered milk, powdered sugar, corn syrup, sun butter, and yummy M&Ms. These are all ingredients you can eat. So edible means it's something you can eat. So we're gonna get to play with it and eat it.
We're gonna get to eat the snakes.
We are going to get to eat the snakes. It is edible Play-Doh, and I'm so excited.
I'm not gonna eat that much.
And also, before we get started, we need to have a certain amount of each ingredient into our pink bowl, or it's not going to work out.
That's where math comes in.
That's right. That's where math comes in. So in order to do that, we have two different measuring tools. One is a whole cup. Aubrey, will you show us the whole cup, please? It's the bigger cup. It's this piece of paper. This is a whole piece of paper. This is a whole cup.
Yeah.
We're also going to need to use half a cup. Half a cup is a lot smaller than the whole cup. It is half the size. Will you hold this up for me, please?
Of course.
If we put these papers over top of each other, maybe I'll need to take that too. It's the whole green piece. It's the same size, but we split them in half. Oh, you might be able to hear that. There's some bells outside. Aren't those pretty?
Yes.
Yeah, I just had to take a moment to enjoy those bells.
Not as pretty as our singing, though.
No, not as pretty as our singing. That's for sure. Okay, so the first thing we need is the 2 cups. And if we need 2 cups, we need 2 cups of the powdered milk, which is in this bowl. Connor, would you like to get one of the cups and pour it into the pink bowl? And Aubrey, you can fill the other cup and put it into the pink bowl. It might be easier if you just scoop it. The spoon is... Go ahead, Aubrey. You get in there. Scoop it up. Scoop it up.
You're right.
Yeah.
Why not just scoop it up, big old buddy?
Yes.
Oopsie.
Oops.
That's a pot of bacon, my friends.
Here, maybe if we pour yours into his. Boop, 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 boop. There's one. There. Boop. Now we need that second one. It is. You know what? Baking is messy. Preschool is messy.
Everything.
So it's okay. All right. Almost there, almost there. The cups are a big size, aren't they? They need a lot to put 2 cups in. All right. Okay, Aubrey, go ahead and pour that cup in. So now we have 2 cups of the powdered milk. And we're going to need 2 cups, here we go again, of the powdered sugar. Go ahead and scoop, scoop, scoop. There you go. Shovel it in there. Here's your little spoon to shovel. Oh, okay. They're working together. That's a wonderful thing, is to work together.
Like our last,
Go ahead and dump that one in.
last episode. Friendship.
That's right. The last step. Ooh, that was really squeaky. Yeah. Ah, that's hurting my ears. We're getting it everywhere.
It's baking.
All right, that should be good. Go ahead and put that powdered sugar in.
That's a lot of sugar.
Woo, that is a lot of sugar. We're not done with the cups yet because now we're going to need
1.5 cup.
1 and 1/2 cup of the corn syrup. That's right. So we're going to need a big one and a smaller one, the half one. Let's pour.
Oh,
it's sticky and slimy and kind of reminds me of syrup. It's thick and slimy. All right, go ahead and pour that in.
Oh,
Well, we get
sorry.
Aubrey hers. Ooh. You can pour that in. Yes, it comes out kind of thick. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of syrup. Sticky.
Use a spoon to get it out easy.
Yes.
Raining corn
And the
syrup.
next thing we need is 1.5 cups. Again, the big cup and the half cup of the sun butter.
We could use 3 of these if we wanted, but we're just going to use
We could.
these 2 to make it easier.
That, yes. That gets a little bit more.
So, I'm going to use the other one.
There we go. Oop, there we go.
It's going to break
This is
the
also
spoon.
very, very sticky. Sun butter tastes almost exactly like peanut butter.
But it's not made from peanuts.
No, because some friends are allergic to peanuts. So at school, we always use sun butter for our friends who are allergic.
It's a
do
baby.
peanuts.
But that's hard.
It even smells like peanut butter. Is it hard?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
All right,
frozen.
that's all right. Well, it was in the fridge. You do keep sun butter in the fridge. And here we go. Oh, we're almost there. Almost there. Oh, it is so. It's definitely stuck on the bottom. All right, Connor, would you like to put that in? And don't worry, we did wash our hands before doing this. You should always wash your hands before you start working in the kitchen. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Do you need some help?
Yes.
All right. Now this next part that we have to do is putting our hands in it and mixing it up with our hands. Oh,
Here
it's
we
gonna
go,
be messy
guys.
and slimy and just.
Here we go, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get in there!
This
is sticky.
It smells
Now,
so gross.
this is going to take us a while to mush it all together. So we're going to see you in about 15 minutes once we have this all mixed together. Well, the kids were working on all that dough. I cleaned off the table a little bit because the next step we're going to do is split them up into bags, put them into some sandwich bags, and put them in the fridge. They do need to stay in the fridge for about an hour, and you certainly don't want to wait around for an hour. So we're gonna use some TV magic and make that hour go by like poof. So first we're gonna put them in bags. So here's your bag, here's your bag. We're gonna just take a big giant clump and stick it in the bag. What I like to do is turn my bag inside out with my hand inside like this. So that way I can just grab a chunk. And
Grab a big old chunk. Oh, that feels nice.
yes, it's nice and soft.
My turn.
We're gonna stick it in these bags and put them in the fridge. And as I said, we're gonna use that TV magic to make the hour go by like, and there you have it.
TV magic.
Our Play-Doh is done. We've had it in the fridge for an hour, and now we're going to take it out. And we can start rolling it to try to make our snakes.
As in the story, not snoring.
That's right.
Snoring
like
isn't
in the
even a word.
story. I did put some wax paper down on the table, so that way it doesn't get all stuck to our table. We can roll it out and make it look like a nice little snake. Doot, 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 doot. Let's see how long we can get it. As I
Because
said,
it was a very long snake.
that's right, it was a very long snake in the story that wanted to eat all those mice. Now, as I said, this is edible, so if you do end up getting some in your mouth, that's okay, so long as you're not allergic to any of the ingredients. Oh, mine's getting really long and skinny.
Mine is still very, very fat.
Well, you know what? Snakes come in different sizes. Some are really long and skinny. Some are shorter and
Some
wider.
even has even a funny head. One
Yes.
kind.
Yeah, the cobra has that head. So we are going to now use our M&Ms to make our eyes. Actually, yours might be better for the eyes. Mine might be too skinny for eyes. I'm going to make mine a little bit thicker so I can
Mine
add
might
my
be-
eyeballs.
This one looks more rounderational.
I think I'm going to have one pink eye and one white eye for my snake. And if I can lift my snake up, I can show you its eye. There it is. Ooh.
Let's see. I'm gonna have
Oh,
a dark
his
pink
head's a little
and
flat.
a light pink.
Dark pink, light pink. And Connor decided to go with two white eyes, and he's squishing his snake head down. All the snakes can look different. I like that. And that's cute. Oh, you added a little red tongue flicking out. Very cute.
I want to do that.
Yes.
And maybe some.
We can get
noodle
some red.
too.
If you would like to make this at home, you can find the recipe and the instructions on the website at WQLN.org and look for the Learning at Home homepage where the lessons are at and a list of crafts, and it will be listed there for you if you want to make this at home, because this is a lot of fun. And not only is it fun, but are we getting ready to maybe take a bite out of our snakes?
Ooh.
Oh, you put a rattle on the back.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna take the bite out of the front? Take a bite
It's
right out
too
of where the
cute.
M&Ms are? Mm-hmm. Oh, that tastes really good with the chocolate M&Ms.
Like the chocolate?
Yeah, the M&Ms are chocolate. Very good. Okay.
Chocolate. Oh, so cute.
There is another fun thing we can do with these. You can squish them up and make something else with them. We made snakes because of our story, but you can go ahead and make it into anything you want. Maybe you want to make a mouse. Maybe you want to make a heart. Maybe you want to make a face. Whatever it is you want to do with them. As I said, this can be found on the WQLN homepage. And as always, thank you for joining me today. Keep reading, keep learning, keep watching WQLN PBS Homeroom. Where, do you know what our expression is? Learning is brought to life. There we go. Bye.